welcome into our NESN studios on all of our NESN social channels. Billy and Brick like to work so much that they volunteered to do the intermissions digitally. But no, we want to break down this first period. Obviously, the Bruins, Florida Panthers, scoreless after 20 minutes. And guys, something we discussed in pregame, is it going to be a benefit to Florida being off for a week? Or a disadvantage? Are they going to have their legs compared to the Bruins, who have momentum? Both teams got off to a hot start and some pretty fast skating between the two of them, right?
Yeah, and physical.
Yeah, physical.
I mean, they credited the Bruins with 29 hits. I would love that to be accurate. I don't care if it is or not. It sounds good.
It does sound good.
But I thought both teams got into it physically. I thought both teams, and the Bruins got better, I felt, Brick, as the period went on. But I think both teams tried to play the way they want, which is kind of similar, getting pucks in deep, working the puck, definitely below the goal line. And that helps get your legs going, too, when you get the pucks in deep.
Yeah, there was ebb and flow. I mean, both teams had their opportunities as far as having offensive zone time. I think if you heard the interview with Paul Maurice, he said the same exact thing, and made a reference to the points that each team had during the regular season and why he expects it to be this kind of a series. Didn't like the first penalty call that went against Boston, but once again, the penalty killing was almost, clinical. I like to describe it as, the early save by Swayman was huge on the rebound.
Lundell.
Yeah, that was huge. The Bruins needed that. You give up one there, you're chasing the score, then you start to say, oh, geez, a week off really helped Florida.
Yeah.
But with it being 0-0, I think both teams had their moments. I really liked what I saw from David Pastrnak in the opening period.
He ended up getting credit for 4 shots on goal. I don't know if that includes
maybe there are
the
two more?
That could be. I'm not sure if they put those shots back on the board or not. The Bruins ended up being credited with 13 shots in that period, and he had 4. I liked his energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He absolutely is coming off of that overtime, game-winning goal, and he keeps. I think that's catapulted him some better stuff.
Yeah, and a great example was, he was perfectly positioned in a defensive posture, to protect the slot area when it looked like Florida was going to make a play and have a scoring opportunity. And then he gets in position for the breakout, and he knows the hit's coming, but he posts up, handles the puck, makes a breakout pass, and then the reverse hit on Reinhart.
Reinhart was
tells
big,
you he's engaged, he's ready, he's on top.
And he took a big hit too from Verhaeghe
to get a shot away.
Yeah,
correct.
he did, and so he was ready for that. No big deal.
Rifle one off the crossbar.
Yeah. Good period. I mean, led by Pastrnak was great. I really liked when the Bruins got the puck. We saw Bobrovsky bobble it twice or mishandle it twice. And again, what did we see? The fourth line. They were very instrumental in starting a good forecheck.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, not to be lost in this, was the chance that Pastrnak had on the turnover by Ekblad, and he's all by himself, attacked the net right between the hash marks. We usually see him go forehand top shelf. It almost looked like in the replay he was trying to either just throw it over the pad or go 5-0. We couldn't really tell, but that's usually right up in the peanut butter, but not that time. No.
Yeah, one of the best chances for the Boston Bruins, Charlie Coyle, also with a semi-wraparound chance in that one.
Good puck protection off that one, too.
And you guys mentioned the penalty kill, for the Boston Bruins, which was 11 for 11 in the regular season and 1 for 1. And we heard in the ESPN broadcast, Leah Hextall saying that kind of gave the Bruins momentum and more offensive zone time. You felt that PK gave them the momentum that they were looking for?
Absolutely. And the PK has done that for them in the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
It's been perfect in terms of our team game needs a little lift right now, and you hate to have to come from your PK because, you're playing at a disadvantage, but it has fueled the Boston Bruins the entire playoffs.
Yeah, no question about it. Their reads and their sticks, and they go hand in hand. They're, especially the guys up top, they've been excellent. There was one time, who was it, Zacha that didn't get it out near the end, and you're kind of biting your nails just a little bit, but then he came back and he got it. Marchand, another play he skated. You mentioned about how smart the little chip play pass to himself was to alleviate pressure. That was actually just after the PK had ended, but they really did. The forwards are doing a really good job on their reads.
Let me ask you, what you see from 28?
I was just about to.
And 38.
Back in the lineup.
Stepping in the lineup.
Yeah.
Brown and full.
Brown, okay. I mean, it wasn't a penalty. I didn't think it was a penalty. You already mentioned that. Yeah, I don't have his face-off numbers in front of me. But overall, I mean, straight line. He's going to play a simple game. Forbert looked like, he made some plays, really kept it simple, tried to underhandle it. Not only is he working himself back in the lineup, but now he's working with Wotherspoon, who I know has played both sides, but for Forbert, it's a different look for where he wants to put the puck for him there. So he's got to work with that, too. Nothing overly glaring. Actually, very early in the period, I think it was McAvoy 73 and 20, and Lindholm 27. They got hemmed in the zone a couple of times.
Yeah, my focus on Forbort was his movement. How did he move? Did he skate well? Did he move good? Did he have his lateral movement? How were his gaps? But it's all the skating game, given what he was dealing with all year, and it looked pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, I was just looking up the Face-off. I was going to say Facebook. That's what I was thinking.
Well, you could be looking up Facebook too.
Face-off numbers.
Aren't we on Facebook right now?
We're on everywhere.
You're increasing our numbers watching us.
One for two, 50% from the face-off circle. Guys, really quick, the Bruins, they have a chance to go up. They had one with a minute, just even right down the middle, a minute left in the first period and a minute to start in the second period with the man advantage. So take advantage of that.
Yeah, fresh ice, and you're into the game. You've played 20 minutes, and you never really like a power play split between periods, but because it's coming at this point late in the period for Boston, yeah, I'm looking for at least one really good opportunity in the first minute of the second period.
In the first part of that power play, was it McAvoy that got it and shot the puck right away the first time. I like that. At the very least, establish something. I do think they can work. If they can get something to the bumper against these guys, I think that's where. But they got to give somebody who's ready to trigger it, not look for another pass. Trigger it quickly.
Yeah, and the other thing too, and we talked to Razor about it before in the pregame show, because we talked about it in Game 7 while we were watching together. That elbow and Pasternak being on the elbow, he's moving a little bit more. He's getting closer to the top of the umbrella with movement to make that 2-on-1 a little bit more isolated in order to maybe have a better shooting lane and a chance to get the puck to the net.
All right, guys, we have a game summary to show you just to wrap up some of the stats after 20 minutes of play. Shots in favor of Boston, 13-9. And as we mentioned so far, no one capitalizing with the man advantage, but the Bruins are going to have another minute to get that going at the start of the second period. And you mentioned, Billy, the hits, 29. All right, we're going to be back in the second intermission, again, on all the social channels, and update you and keep you posted on what's going on between the Bruins and Panthers. Back to the game coming up.